Hey, what's up everyone? Marco is here and I want to welcome you to a new tutorial on SoundBridge YouTube channel. In today's video, we're gonna go through a few creative ways how to use the SoundBridge integrated sampler. It's a new feature and I think you're gonna find it very useful once you see how it's easy to build something very interesting just with the sampler. After this video, you will be able to make something sounding like this. Alright, so I'm gonna start with an empty project with the BPM on 90. I'm gonna click a plus over here, click the MIDI, and I'm gonna name this beat. And now by pressing 2 and the edit, we have edit, mix and map. Clicking on the edit, we have above that MIDI and sampler. So since I'm gonna use this sampler channel to create a beat, I'm gonna start adding the beat elements. I'm gonna start with the kick. So I'm gonna go to the kicks. I'm gonna go to clean one. This one sounds very nice. I'm gonna drag and drop it inside. Now I have the instance of the kick loaded in the sampler. And by default, when I add the sample inside of the sampler, I'm able to play it to a different key notes. But since I don't wanna play the kick, I just wanna trigger it. I want to set only one key note to trigger the kick. And for me, it's okay to be C1. So I'm gonna set the note range C1 to end on C1. By selecting the root note C1, and the range from C1 to C1, that means that the range is only one note. So if I play a C sharp, or if I play D, or if I play D sharp, I'm not gonna play the kick. So I'm gonna play it only when I press a C note. Another smart thing, if you are creating the beat, turn on the amp straight away. Something like this. And now I'm gonna look for the snare. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna find the punchy one. This one sounds very nice, so I'm just gonna drag and drop it inside. And now we have two tabs. The first one is the second one is the snare, and with the snare goes the same. I'm gonna set the root to D1 because I want to trigger the snare only when I press a D note. And I'm gonna do the same for the note range. In both, I'm gonna set D1, D1. So now when I press D1, when I press C, nothing happens because we are in the single sample mode. If I press it once over here, we're gonna see the icon of the layers. And when the layers are turned on, we can play multiple samples. So now I can play the kick on C1 and I can play the snare on D1 and also lower a little bit the gain of both kick and the snare to around 3 dB. And now I'm gonna add the hi-hat as well. So I'm gonna go to the hi-hats. I'm gonna go live once. I'm gonna add this one. I'm gonna lower it for 3 dB straight away. And I'm gonna set it to be on F note, F1, F1, and F1. And now I'm gonna add the open hat as well. Reduce the level to -3. And I'm gonna set this one to be on G. So G1, G1, and G1. So now I have the kick on C, snare on D, I have the close hi-hat on F, and I have the open hat on G. So and I want to add the crash as well, so I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna go to cymbals, and I'm gonna this one, I'm gonna drag and drop it, and I'm gonna set this one to A. Again, turn on the amp because I don't want it to play that long. I can reduce the sustain and I can control how long this crash is going to be. I'm gonna set the root to A1, the same for the range. So now I'm gonna open the sustain a little bit. Maybe a little bit. So now I can start creating this beat by writing down the MIDI, or I can record it. It's up to you which way you prefer. Now I'm gonna try to record it. Like I'm gonna click on the count and I'm gonna turn on the metronome since I don't have anything else in my project for now. I'm gonna click record. This is more than enough for me, so I'm gonna shorten it up to a 4 bars. Control A on the PC or Command A on the Mac, and then Control Shift and Q or Command Shift and Q It's gonna quantize all of these notes. They're going to be snapping on the grid. So I'm gonna re-edit certain notes. And I can add the crash at the beginning. Also, I can go back and I can select the crash and also reduce again a little bit. So now I have a beat. I want to move to the bassline. I'm gonna add one more MIDI instance. I'm gonna name it bassline. And I'm gonna look for the sample that is one shot. So again, pressing 2, sample, and I'm gonna drag and drop that sample inside of it. And now the name of this sample already contains that is the C note. It's very important that we merge the root over here with the exact pitch of the sample to be sure that we are playing the right notes. So since this sample is in C, I'm gonna keep it in C. And I will lower the gain a little bit. Since the sample of the note is very long, I want to make sure to turn on the amp envelope. If it's turned off, it's gonna play during the whole length. So now again, I'm gonna record this. I'm gonna turn on the count. I'm gonna turn off the count. So now I want to create that snare fill that is pitching up. So I'm gonna create one more instance of MIDI. I'm gonna call it snare fill. And I'm gonna drop the snare inside of the sampler. So I want to use this fill exactly over here. So I can start creating a certain rhythm. Of course, I need to lower a little bit and create a little bit of space over here. Go back to MIDI. I can turn on the automations. I can arm the automations over here. I will go to sampler. I'm gonna turn on the pitch over here. And I will go back to this. I'm gonna press record. Now I have the automation block for the pitch of the snare. I will set the exact length. I'm gonna delete all of this as I want to use only 2 dots that I want to control exactly. And now we don't need to use the maximum. We can set it to halfway. And now I can select both of these. I can hold on Control or Command on the Mac, and I can move them at the end of this bar. And now, in order to create a variation, I can reverse this. I can set this one, and then it's going to be pitching down instead of pitching up. So in almost no time, I have a very interesting custom fill that I created for this track. So now let's move to the custom rhythm. And now I'm gonna drop the loop of the congas inside. So while we are in the single sample, I can create this, I can click on the slice over here. So now by holding the Alt or using the draw tool, I can start creating these slices. But I advise you to turn off the snap, and then we can zoom in and we can make sure that we can create each slice at the beginning. Before I start slicing, I turned on the amp envelope because I want to be sure that I will be able to use fade-ins, fade-outs, or decay, sustain, release for each of these samples. So now I have the second one. You'll see that the sampler is very smart. So every slice that we create, it's going to assign the next note on our keyboard. So this one, the first one is at C1, the next one is C sharp. Then I can move to the third one, to around over here. So this one as well, I can select this one. And since I don't want to use the whole loop, I want to create something very custom. I can use only a few notes. So and for this one, I can lower it down. So I don't want to have this second shot that is here heard over here like. So now on a different notes, I have a different slice of this sample. I can create my own custom rhythm with it. And I can add a little bit more of the shots in between, like. I can make this as a loop, and I can just extend it. You can build full kits, basslines, fill and chopped grooves all in one place, and it's super easy to work with. If you find this useful, feel free to leave a comment or let us know what would you like to see next. Thank you very much for watching and see you soon on the next one.